Hi, I'm Anthony Castellana, the founder and CEO of Squarespace. I created Squarespace in 2003 to solve my own problem. I wanted a beautiful online presence, but none of the existing tools at the time were very focused on design. So I built one, and as other people saw it and liked it, it turned into a business. 18 years later, we've hit another milestone, our first Investors Day. Here's what we have in store for you. First, we'll start with a video that shows you what we do at Squarespace. You'll learn about our products, leadership team, culture, and more. Next, we have a pre-recorded Q&A with myself and Marcella Martin, our CFO, moderated by our head of investor relations, Christopher Chu. And finally, we'll present our Q1 financials. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. I'd also like to thank our employees who've worked incredibly hard to get us to this point, our customers who placed their trust in us, and our investors, advisors, and board members whose guidance has been invaluable along the way. Enjoy Investors Day. The whole reason this company exists is to help people with creative ideas stand out and succeed.
And by creative ideas, we don't just mean artists.
Creative ideas are new ideas. They're new businesses, new industries, new ways of making a living.
And as more and more people choose to turn their passion into ventures, we want to be the best company to support them as they differentiate themselves, grow their audiences, and most importantly, transact with their customers.
I created the first version of Squarespace in my dorm room in 2003 because I wanted to start a blog. All of the existing tools were really fractured and didn't offer much in the way of design. I had a very particular idea about how I wanted to show up online, and so I built an all-in-one platform that could do that. At first, it was just something I made for myself, but then other people saw it and asked if they could use it. So I had a decision to make. Was I going to graduate and get a job or try and turn Squarespace into a business? Long story short, I borrowed a bit of money from my parents, and this has been my life's work ever since. All right, ready? Cool. The platform has grown significantly over the past 18 years, and we're immensely proud that it has kept up with, and at times we believe, even helped drive, the evolution of the web. We learned a lot along the way about entrepreneurs, their needs as they start businesses, their goals, and how we can help them gain a competitive advantage. Today, there are over 800 million small businesses and self-employed ventures globally, and they need to do two things to succeed: build their brands and transact directly with their customers. We focus on both. Squarespace helps millions show up beautifully across the touch points that matter most, and then sell anything: products, services, content, or community. So whatever your creative idea is, we can help you get it out there into the world. Get it noticed, grow it, and monetize it. Our platform has 6 key pillars that we believe differentiate us from other offerings.
All-in-one platform. From the beginning, Squarespace has been focused on creating a true all-in-one platform. That means striving to be a fully integrated suite with the online tools an entrepreneur needs to show up, build their brand, connect with customers, and sell. We hold ourselves to a high standard because we believe the cohesive customer experience between features, functionality, and even our acquisitions is something that sets us apart.
Beautiful design, consistent everywhere. Beautiful design is hard. We know this because it has taken us almost 18 years to hone this expertise. Design is at the core of all of our products, and we make it easy to keep a brand consistent across all touch points. Whether it's a website, online store, email campaign, or social presence, we believe our customers' brands can stand out with Squarespace.
Sell everything. The rise of e-commerce is no secret, but our platform goes far beyond physical goods. With Squarespace, you can sell time, expertise, content, and community. As new business models emerge and change how customers want to transact, we can help them. For example, a restaurant with a simple site listing their menu and location could easily add the ability to sell merchandise, cooking classes, or exclusive weekly newsletters with recipes. We believe the opportunities to transact online are growing constantly.
Power with simplicity. Simplicity is one of our corporate values. Our products deliver professional-grade results quickly and easily. Great care is taken even in the smallest details, because that might be the thing that helps our customers stand out and provides a competitive advantage.
Built for modern use cases. The internet has changed a lot since the early days of blogging, but we've kept pace with the evolution of the web and online commerce, and we believe we've even led it in some cases. We intend to continue to evolve as we always have, from websites to commerce to marketing tools to social to whatever's next that'll make a difference for our customers.
Customer support. Our award-winning customer support team is 100% in-house because we believe that offering highly trained customer service is too important to outsource to a third party. These 6 pillars have helped guide the company to the success we have achieved today. We have come a long way in 18 years. We've achieved significant scale with 3.7 million unique subscriptions and over 620 million of revenue, nearly all of which is subscription-based.
Despite our scale, we continue to drive rapid growth of 28% with what we believe is a substantial opportunity ahead of us. And we have achieved this with strong gross margins, which speak to how efficiently we operate our business.
Creating a self-sufficient and profitable business has always been important to me, as illustrated by our significant unlevered free cash flow margins. Our combination of scale, growth, and profitability places us in an elite class of businesses with this strong financial profile.
We believe one of our biggest differentiators and drivers of our future growth is our commerce business. We have a differentiated offering that goes far beyond physical goods to help our customers sell anything online, from selling their time and expertise with our scheduling product to selling exclusive content and community with member areas.
Today, we are processing almost $4 billion in GMV, up from roughly $2 billion in 2019. This has translated into commerce revenue of over $140 million, growing 78% year over year. We think that commerce enablement is a significant opportunity and will be an increasing part of our business going forward.
We believe the trends that we're seeing related to small businesses, the acceleration of multimodal online commerce, and people wanting to build their own customer relationships all line up with what we're doing. Something these trends all have in common is the importance of brand. Small businesses want to differentiate their brand in the marketplace and create experiences for their customers that feel unique and memorable.
In a sea of similar businesses, your brand is how you get noticed. There are very few totally unique ideas out there, but plenty of unique ways of selling them. How you show up in the world and the first impression you create with a potential customer could mean everything.
David, interview, take 1, Mark.
Today, most first impressions happen online. According to recent survey data, 48% of people consider a website's design to be the most important factor in determining how credible a business is. And it takes just a fraction of a second for them to form an opinion about it. That's why we believe our templates and design tools are such a differentiator. They help our customers look their best, whether they're established or just starting out, and offer a level of expressibility that would normally require a team of designers and developers.
Business owners also have to contend with the growing number of online channels across which they need to create a consistent brand experience. Sites, email, social, video, that's the kind of complexity we're helping them manage.
Modern brands have a huge number of moving parts, and our platform has the breadth to create a consistent design language across all of them. You never know what's going to stick with someone. It could be your color palette or the type styles you choose. It might be a minimal and clean post in the middle of a cluttered social feed, or a product gallery that's so rich with content that someone can imagine holding your product in their hands. Brands are made up of all of these little moments and interactions with the customer, and great brands understand that they're all equally important.
We provide tools for every step of the customer journey, from branding and launching, to marketing and scaling your business. One thing we've seen is that customers are increasingly turning to Squarespace at different points in their journey, and the breadth of our platform allows us to meet them wherever they are. When we talk about our platform, we're primarily referring to three things: presence, commerce, and marketing. Our standard is that you should be able to build any website on Squarespace and it will look amazing. We're a leader in website design with customers across countless industries and verticals. The depth of our offering ensures that no two websites will look the same, even if they had a similar starting point. Our tools allow our customers to create websites that would often otherwise require a digital agency that could charge tens of thousands of dollars. With Squarespace, you get a professional quality product right out of the box. And of course, we can help you set up a domain and everything else you need to get it seen online. We're also a reseller of Google Workspace, so our customers can set up branded email too. For larger customers, we have a new offering called Enterprise, which combines our most advanced features with dedicated priority support, bulk purchasing, and the custom contracting and payment methods that those organizations require. Finally, with Unfold, we're acknowledging that not every journey starts with a website. This exciting acquisition expands our funnel and allows our customers to maintain a consistent brand on social. We believe we have one of the few commerce solutions that supports a diverse set of business models, with the breadth to capture the entire online commerce market beyond just physical commerce. We allow our customers to also sell subscriptions, content, and services all within the same platform. Our acquisition of Acuity gives us a robust appointment scheduling solution that works for almost any industry. While Member Areas, our newest commerce offering, lets our customers monetize private content behind paywalls. The strength of our commerce product is reflected in our numbers. Today, we're processing $4 billion worth of GMV, a figure which grew almost 100% from last year. That includes the value of physical goods, subscriptions, services, and content sold through our platform. We believe our commerce solution will continue to be a significant revenue driver going forward. With Squarespace, brands have access to powerful marketing tools that allow them to better engage their audiences and stand out online. Our Campaigns product allows customers to create beautiful and impactful email marketing. If you already have a site on Squarespace, you can seamlessly apply the same fonts, colors, and imagery to your emails. Our Analytics feature provides real-time insights on how your business is performing and helps identify growth drivers. Finally, our SEO tools, fine-tuned over our many years of website building experience, help ensure our customers' sites are discoverable on search engines to drive traffic and sales. The real value of our platform, though, is that it isn't divided up into presence, commerce, and marketing. It's that all three of those are fully integrated so our customers can share data and brand assets across every touch point they manage with Squarespace.
We're an engineering and design-led company with technology that is modern, agile, and built to scale. We have built a best-in-class delivery platform, allowing us to quickly serve some of the most expressive sites on the web. We've invested hundreds of millions of dollars over the years to build both broad and deep functionality. Most importantly, our products and platform are designed to support the full life cycle of our customers' ideas. It's not tech for tech's sake. Everything's built with the goal of having a measurable impact on our customers' businesses.
The Squarespace platform is built to serve any type of business or independent creator. We aim to serve an entire segment of the world economy. Our 3.7 million unique subscribers represent a whole spectrum of industries and use cases, from artists and photographers to lawyers and architects to iconic brands to the next generation of brands being built today. While the majority of our current customers are in English-speaking countries, we do have subscribers in over 180, and we believe that we're well positioned to continue our international expansion. One of the best parts about working at Squarespace is hearing that our tools are helping our customers live out their dreams. Here's a few of their stories.
I was always super into the DIY ethos, and that has really helped me figure out what I'm doing. My name is Blake Wright, and I'm a furniture designer and builder here in East LA. I think somewhere around 12 or 13 is when I decided that I was interested in architecture, but kind of on a whim one day, I started taking a welding class, and naturally just found myself building furniture once I kind of had a understanding of how, welding and woodworking worked. And I didn't know what to do from there, so I started looking for a website. So it was really nice for me to find Squarespace.
You don't really see many people upset on roller skates. So if I can bring that joy to other people, that really means a lot to me. I'm Nicole Fiore from Southern California, and I teach and choreograph roller skating online. I guess I never imagined that so much of my life would be on video, but I did always want to perform and be on stage. And it has pretty much all been on roller skates, which is what I loved at 5 years old and what I've always wanted to do. So 5-year-old Nicole would be pretty pleased with herself. The World Championships is the highest level competition that we have, and I ended up winning 4 World Championships in a row. I then began coaching in artistic roller skating and choreographing. I ended up teaching a lot of competitors throughout the years, and I started doing videos on how to skate and what to do throughout your skating journey. And then I started online memberships. Now I teach people from all over the world how to skate every week.
Plants definitely do react well to positive energy, and if you're giving love to something, it's definitely going to grow. I think it's true that plants like positive energy, just like the rest of us. My name is Chantel Nunn. I'm the owner and lead designer of Offerings, which is a Los Angeles-based floral design studio. Growing up, we were always playing in nature. We were always outside. I was always really just in love with just natural beauty. My grandmother had a really beautiful love for flowers. All around her home was hundreds of rose bushes, and we just always bring home something. And I would collect rocks, and I would collect flowers, and I would collect anything I could find, and I would just put them all over my bedroom. And I'm still like that. Yeah, not much has changed.
January is my custom furniture company. Kind of see it as a new start, going out of architecture into furniture. Through my website, people can look at the work that I've done. They can also learn about me a little bit. They can get an idea of my general aesthetic. Squarespace levels the playing field for people like me to compete with much larger companies.
My business is called Offerings because every floral is an offering, if you think about it. I'm in every culture, every religion, just kind of show love to one another. Squarespace definitely fits with my aesthetic because it allows me to just change and adapt and grow and reflect how I want my business to look. The business is definitely supposed to be slightly elevated. It's supposed to be powerful yet understated. And Squarespace definitely allows my business to be seen that way.
My favorite thing about Squarespace is that I can actually use it. I am not super tech savvy. I am pretty bad at navigating things on the internet, and Squarespace has made my life very easy. It's made me feel very smart because I can actually figure it out.
I can throw my products on my website the same way a multi-million-dollar company can put theirs on their website. It's really nice for someone like me who wants to learn how to do something but not spend years learning how to do it. I've definitely gotten work from people seeing my website and thinking wow, this looks really great. This guy must really know what he's doing. It all goes back again to just kind of the DIY aspect of Squarespace. I don't know anything about coding. I don't know anything about website development. It was nice that I could make it look the way that I wanted it to.
Well, it was just when we were kids, my mother, instead of being she'd be you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. You just want to be successful at whatever it is that you want to do. And I was everything you say is right, Mom. And so I totally jumped on that. And for quite a few years, I would just be when I grow up, I want to be successful. And I didn't really have a face to that. I just knew that whatever I did, I wanted to be really good at it.
When the pandemic happened, I couldn't go into the skating rink to teach. I couldn't travel to choreograph and teach. So everything I did needed to move to online. I held all of my classes online and advertised through my website. I even used it to sell my classes, so I ended up recording everything and then selling them as inventory on my site. And then when Squarespace launched member areas, that changed everything. So I have 3 different memberships currently. They get access to 4 live classes a week, all of the videos. We do random stretching videos, practice videos. We do skills every week. We do choreography every week. And then also on my site, I do sell the one-off classes so that anyone can purchase them.
I like to think that I'm like addicted to learning. There's new materials, there's new techniques, there's new tools. It's kind of never ending. Without Squarespace, I don't know if I would have an online shop, or I would have had to pay someone 30 grand to make a nice website. So the mobile app is great. I use the inventory tracking. I use shipping notifications to send email updates to customers. And whenever I'm going to the post office to ship it, I just take a picture of the barcode and I send that off to the customer. There's just a lot of tools built in that I don't know that I would have been able to figure out without having something like Squarespace.
My favorite thing about Squarespace is definitely the commerce feature. When I made my first online sale, it actually was pretty instant. I think I launched online and within an hour, we had an online sale. We actually had our 1,000th order like 2 months ago. And that was a really cool feeling. Because I was like, oh my God, 1,000 people have gotten my flowers. This is so crazy. And it's definitely all because we've been able to change the way that our business runs with Squarespace. Also too, I really like the analytics. It lets me see a lot of what's going on behind the scenes, which is really nice.
When we are able to open back up, I probably won't just limit myself to a skating rink how I was. I really love being online. It just opens so many doors. Now, instead of just Southern California, I can reach the Philippines and Italy and basically everywhere in the world that has internet. I can work with them and skate with them. If I can bring that joy to other people and if I can be a part of that, that really means a lot to me.
It's been a natural growth of building a business, building a brand, and kind of developing a style and trying to carve a niche in the furniture world. I haven't necessarily made it. You can see I'm in a small shop here, do everything myself, but I feel like I'm on a path to, doing something unique.
We believe this market is massive and continues to expand. It is highly fragmented, which is an advantage for us given our scale and isn't a winner-take-all environment that other companies may face. We also love that it can support the durability of our growth. We believe that we have ample runway ahead of us and that we will be able to maintain significant growth at scale.
Our community of experts is called Circle. They're the thousands of web developers and designers around the world who make a living building on the Squarespace platform. There are customers who need to outsource some or all of the process, and we believe there's an opportunity to continue to grow this community of evangelists in order to serve them.
Oh, should we do that again? I hit the plinth. Our promise to our customers is simple: help them look their best and make a lasting impression across every touch point. So we have to apply that same standard to our own brand. Squarespace is special in having C-suite representation for design and creativity. It's not an afterthought, it's core to what we do. Because when we say design, we don't mean pretty wallpaper. We mean a competitive advantage for our customers' businesses. Over the last several years, we've essentially built our own award-winning creative agency that holds its own against some of the best design studios and advertising agencies in the world. We've won many prestigious industry awards, including an Emmy, and were recently named Ad Age's In-House Agency of the Year in 2020. Our creative work also doubles as a North Star for the kinds of creative content and experiences that the brand stands for. Our customers care about the details, and so do we. We believe our internal agency capabilities and relentless focus on brand and design allows us to create better products that let our customers stand out and succeed.
We've built an efficient customer acquisition and retention model with 3 pillars: building the brand, investing in direct response, and supporting programs that help us grow as our customers grow. We measure the ROI of every dollar we spend, and our team is really nimble and able to respond quickly when they learn what's working and not working. Our brand investments have helped drive the efficiency of our DR spend, especially in some of the new territories we've recently expanded into. We're also encouraged by the opportunities we see in cross-selling and upselling. We believe the marketing engine we built is set up to scale profitably as we continue to grow.
You can't accomplish what we've been able to do without an incredible team. It's one of the things I'm most proud of, especially considering many of our leaders have been on this journey with me for a very long time. John Colton has spent a decade here. I've worked with David Lee for 8 years and Kinjal for 5. We've been incredibly lucky to attract and keep such amazing talent. I'm also really proud that we've stayed true to our culture and core values as we've scaled the company to almost 1,200 people.
Be the customer. Developing deep empathy for our customers' needs, challenges, and dreams is critical. We want to provide the same standards of tools and services to our customers that we would want for ourselves.
Design is not a luxury. We believe that great design should be available to everyone, and we're relentless in our pursuit of great design in everything we do.
Build the ideal. We seek to shape the future of our industry by conceiving of and building game-changing products. To do this, we take bets on big ideas, while also recognizing that the pursuit of perfection is a process that requires constant iteration.
Learn fast, act fast. We believe that pursuing the fastest path to learning and having a healthy bias to action are our keys to success. We seek to do both whenever possible.
Protect creativity. Ideas can come from anyone or anywhere, but they're fragile and require space to develop and grow. We believe the creative process is critical to our success, and we seek to protect it as we develop new directions for our product and company.
And my personal favorite, simplify. It needs no further explanation.
Yeah? All good. We believe we have a highly attractive, recurring, and scalable business and financial model. Nearly all of our revenue comes from monthly and annual subscription plans that are tiered based on our customers' required functionality. We increase monetization of our existing customers as they add incremental features with add-ons such as Google Workspace, marketing campaigns, member areas, and others. We also charge a take rate on the commerce GMV that flows through our platform. We believe this will enable us to efficiently accelerate our growth as we expand our commerce capabilities and more GMV transitions online. Also, we offer customized solutions for large enterprises. This is a very small piece of our revenue base currently, but we believe there is opportunity to expand significantly. Our differentiated financial model has enabled us to scale to over $620 million in revenue and achieve rapid growth of 28% over the past year. This growth has been accelerated by our significant and rapidly expanding presence in commerce, which grew by almost 80% to $143 million in revenue last year. We have strong gross margins of 84%, which gives us substantial operating leverage to continue to invest in our business. Our highly efficient returns on our sales and marketing spend and our ability to efficiently invest in research and development to continue to enhance our platform has also enabled us to drive unlevered free cash flow margins of 25%. Our financial model is highly visible. 94% of our revenues is subscription-based, which we believe provides us with visibility into our revenue pipeline. Of the $620 million in revenue we generated in 2020, over 20% came from our commerce offering, which has grown almost 80% year over year. Presence continues to experience strong growth as well, increasing nearly 20% in 2020. Our growth has been consistent, with revenue expanding at an average annual rate of 26% over the last 2 years. Our annual run rate revenue has grown accordingly. Annual run rate revenue and bookings are two leading indicators that we monitor closely. Our revenue growth has largely been driven by growth in our unique subscriptions as we have prioritized customer acquisition, which expanded by 25% per year over the past 2 years. Meanwhile, our average revenue per unique subscription has remained steady as new customers have increasingly been drawn to higher tier plans and more GMV goes through our platform. The performance of our customers has been steady over time. They tend to follow consistent industry trends, where we experience churn from a subset over the first 12 months. We believe this is largely due to businesses closing down and not to customers switching to competitors. After this initial churn, trends suggest that the remaining customer cohorts tend to increase their spend with us over time as they purchase more add-on products and sometimes transition to higher tier plans. We have found our customers to be very loyal, which has, in the past, helped provide visibility into our revenue. Our highly efficient model has enabled us to drive strong gross margins, which have improved due to economies of scale and increased customer operations efficiencies. Our strong gross margins provide us with significant capital that allow us to continue to invest in other areas of the businesses, such as sales and marketing and research and development. We have been able to achieve operating leverage with robust and unlevered free cash flow. We believe the combination of our rapid growth and strong margin profile illustrates our differentiated and compelling unit economics. We have been able to efficiently acquire and retain a loyal customer base, and we believe this will allow us to continue to invest in refining our platform, introducing new product features, and acquiring complementary businesses. We have a proven ability to integrate new technologies and talents into our platform, providing additional functionality for our existing customers and expanding our platform to address new use cases. Starting in 2019, we began to make strategic tuck-in acquisitions to accelerate our product roadmap. We focus on founder-led businesses that fit well culturally within Squarespace, and we have been able to substantially integrate them from both a technical and organizational standpoint. As we strengthen our M&A capabilities, we hope to continue to make strategic and deliberate acquisitions that will provide additional ways for our customers to transact, stand out, and succeed. Finally, we have a healthy balance sheet with leverage of just under 4 times on an adjusted EBITDA basis and less than 3 times on an unlevered free cash flow basis. We believe there is a clear path to deleveraging given our past growth and financial profile. We have always tried to be good stewards of capital, from the first investment from Anthony's parents to operating the company with a break-even philosophy in the first years, and the less than $50 million in proceeds to the company raised prior to 2021. We believe these have all contributed to our profitability margins and consistent growth over time.
We've already had a lot of success as a company, but I truly think we're at the beginning of our journey. There are many opportunities ahead of us to continue our growth and really scale the business. We believe that international expansion and commerce will be important parts of our growth moving forward, and we plan to continue making major investments in these areas. The same is true of R&D. We need to continually invest in our technology to create a platform that is capable of creating the most expressive design experiences online. And with Circle, I believe we've only scratched the surface. Beyond the services they provide to customers, Circle members are an incredible resource for us internally in terms of testing our products and providing honest feedback. At Squarespace, we have a saying that design is not a luxury. Because the right to express yourself, to bring a new idea into the world, to follow your passion, and build a life and a living around it, that shouldn't be something that only a few people with a lot of resources get to do. Everyone deserves that shot. And if you want to take it, we want to be the obvious choice to help. That's what keeps me interested after 18 years. We've built an incredible business. We've been part of the evolution of the web. We've launched features that I could have never imagined back in 2003. But I think more about what we haven't done yet, about how many people out there are going to use our platform to follow their dreams and what it's going to mean for their own lives and for the world when they do.
Scene 1, take 1, Common Mark.
Hi, my name is Christopher Chu. I'm the head of investor relations and corporate development at Squarespace. I'm very excited to moderate our Investor Day Q&A session. I'm joined today by Anthony Casalina, our founder and CEO, and Marcela Martin, our chief financial officer. The purpose of this discussion is to answer some questions we received from investors. We hope it will provide you with some even greater insight into our business and what makes us different. You may also notice that we are filming from our headquarters in the West Village in New York City. Currently, our offices are closed and all Squarespace employees are working from home due to COVID-19. The management team and crew here today are following strict safety protocols. Everyone has been tested, are all practicing social distancing, and the three of us have only taken our masks off just now before filming. With that, let's get started. Anthony, let's talk about something top of mind for investors. What makes Squarespace different? What is our secret sauce? And how do you compare and contrast us with other companies in this industry?
When I think about what sets Squarespace apart, I primarily think about three things. One is our insistence on great design. The second is the all-in-one platform we've created and the breadth of the platform. And the third is the depth of the features we provide our customers. So on the first point, with respect to our investments in design, this has really been something we've done from the very beginning of the company. We're one of the few tech companies out there that has a head of creative as part of our executive team, and it's in the DNA of everything we do. We take a design lens to everything we create and everything we give our customers. It's important because it really helps them build a brand and helps them stand out and helps us attract a higher quality of customer to the platform that otherwise would go elsewhere to find that level of quality. The second is the breadth of the platform and the all-in-one nature of it. So our customers don't need to go and integrate multiple different platforms to get their business online. Squarespace includes not only a website builder, of course, but a way to get your domain through us, a way to set up branded email, a way to send email newsletters, a way to transact on our commerce platform, sell appointments, et cetera, et cetera. And we build that all into one platform so that integration work is not necessary from small businesses. The third thing is that Squarespace tends to go really deep. So for instance, our commerce platform is over an 8-year investment. It's has been the most requested features on the platform for the better part of a decade. And we've really spent the time to make sure that we cover a wide variety of use cases, but then also our customers don't need to leave once they get larger. And this applies to many parts about what we do, especially with the appointment systems and with our hospitality offering that is via our Tock acquisition.
You talked a little bit about the commerce platform. What about it makes us unique in that regards? And there are multiple players in this space that do some type of commerce. Why should customers pick us?
So in addition to the fact that we've been investing in it for the better part of a decade and it's completely integrated to the website product, one of the things that we've done is invested in what we call multimodal commerce. So that is the idea that somebody can get started with Squarespace. They may not even be transacting initially, but then they might graduate into selling physical products, selling services, booking appointments, selling access to private member areas, subscription newsletters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we've done that all in one place and integrated those parts together.
And that reminds me, going back to something you said earlier, Anthony, about design, having a chief creative officer. Why did you decide to have or create an in-house agency? And as a customer, why should it matter to me that Squarespace develops and produces a lot of its own marketing and commercials?
Part of the reason for doing this and the reason for focusing on the design and creative aspects of our business in-house is because we want to build that muscle for ourselves. And that's how we present our story and our idea into the world. And it's something we take really, really seriously. And why that's important to our customers is because we have that muscle and we use it for ourselves, we apply that same talent to the products that we deliver to them. So the same design focus is going into, and storytelling is going into our ads, it's going into our customer templates, it's going to the commerce engine. And it really, we hope it really helps them tell their story, build their brand, and stand out online.
Great. And Marcela, switching gears a little bit to talk about retention. Can you share a little bit more about some of the broader retention trends that you see with our customer base? And what are some of the factors that make people stick around on the platform?
As you have seen in our presentation, our cash retention rate has grown steadily over the last few years. And we believe that the reason for that is because we have expanded our offerings and our customers continue to come to us for further functionality. To talk a little tiny bit about why customers may leave our platform, I think that what we have seen so far internally is that they leave for structural reasons. If you look at small and medium-sized businesses, the rate of failure is typically higher during the first year, and this it's really well aligned when when we see customers leaving our platform. But for the most part, when after that first year, we see the stickiness and a very loyal customer base, to which we are very grateful for.
Great. And Anthony, we're still in the midst of COVID-19. Can you talk about how has that impacted our business last year? And more importantly, where do you see the business in a post-COVID environment?
A lot of people think about the COVID event as sort of being an accelerant for trends that we had already seen happening in the market, but were pushed forward because of the need for everything to move online. And we certainly saw that happen within Squarespace around when things were shutting down. Businesses really sought to adapt, and many of them did that by building a website so they could keep in touch with their customers, moving online, selling online, and changing how and what they sold. And so Squarespace saw a large boom as a result of that forcing function. And we really think it's part of a more permanent trend. We don't see that the businesses that have moved online are suddenly going to find that their online presence is irrelevant. So, we were really happy to be part of helping people adapt and survive during this era, and we think it's a permanent effect.
That's great to see the resilience in our business as well as the resiliency of our customers. Marcela, how should investors think about long-term growth and profitability for our own business? How do you make some of those investment decisions? And what are some of the long-term sort of margin profiles that you would look for?
We like both. We like profitability and we like growth. But we always strive to make investments and financial decisions that actually prioritize growth. Without, of course, forgetting the returns that we will obtain. We have a long-term approach as we continue to build our business, and we want to be efficient in the way that we invest. We have targets, for example, for marketing on return on investments, but sometimes, we do not follow those ROIs because we see some opportunities coming our way, and we are more flexible towards those returns. We like profitability because it has allowed us to get more cash and reinvest not only in our business, but also in acquisitions such as Acuity, Unfold, or Tock. These companies have provided us with great products and technologies that complement really well our core business. And we have been able to complete those acquisitions because of our disciplined approach on investments and returns.
Anthony, I know something a lot of our teams think about here at Squarespace is the customer journey. Can you describe the Squarespace customer journey?
Sure. So we have an internal device at Squarespace that we call the ideation narrative, which is just the concept of an idea growing up. And so Squarespace provides tools that help our customers along all portions of this journey. And that's everything from getting a domain name or just building a logo if you just have an idea, to building a simple website, starting to sell online, starting to send emails to your customers, and then all the way through to growing a store, growing a business, and analyzing the data that's coming in as people interact across those various touch points. But where our real sweet spot is in terms of most of our business is the latter part of that journey, the website, the commerce transaction, and so on.
Great. And Marcela, we have such a great portfolio of products. how should investors be thinking about how that translates into our average revenue per unique subscription?
Our average revenue per unique subscription has been growing steadily, mostly to the fact of the increase in GMV that flows through our platform. So in the last few years, we had a terrific new offerings such as Acuity, Unfold, member areas lately, email campaigns, and so on. And cross-selling is actually a very new muscle for us. And as a result of that, we believe that we have a large opportunity ahead of us.
Great. And then how have we thought about price increases historically and what impact that has had on our average revenue per unique subscription?
Well, as a tech company, we do price testing all the time, but we have never relied on price increases to grow our revenues.
Thanks, Marcela. And you talked about Unfold a little bit and social. Anthony, how has the customer journey evolved a little bit? How is our social presence trying to address what we're seeing in the market?
Sure. So we acquired a company called Unfold a couple of years ago that helps creators who are just starting out tell their story on Instagram and other social platforms. And why that's important to us is we find that when people are just starting out, sometimes they're starting out by creating a presence on something like Instagram before they even have a need for a larger website. And so it really helps us get in front of that emerging trend of people just starting out with a simple idea on social. But we want to be there, and we want to be in front of people for when that idea grows up, and they might need something more sophisticated like Squarespace as they move into transacting and building a business.
Great, and you mentioned sort of transacting, building a business, online stores. Commerce is such an important part of our growth strategy and story. What should investors think about how that platform might evolve for us over time?
So when thinking about how the commerce platform has evolved and how it will evolve, we started with just responding to inbound demand for people asking to sell physical products online. And then from there, we've moved into selling services, booking appointments, selling access to member areas, paid newsletters, et cetera, et cetera. And what we're attempting to do is be the engine behind how our various customer groups transact. And so we're going to continue to invest in our product areas both from an organic sense with the products that we build internally and inorganically with the acquisitions in areas where it may be too difficult for us to gain the expertise quickly to build that transaction layer. And things like Tock are a great example of that in the hospitality space.
And Marcela, it's so great to see the growth in our commerce platform. How should investors be thinking about growth there versus our core website and domain and presence business?
Our commerce revenue has been growing faster than our presence revenue lately. We believe that Squarespace has substantial opportunities to continue to grow both revenue streams, both presence and commerce, because the total addressable market actually is quite large. I mean, if you think geographically, we can continue to expand in the US as both as international. From a customer segment perspective, we can continue to grow our existing offering for small and medium-sized businesses and also for our enterprise customers. And we also can continue to grow through deepening our offerings as we continue to delight our customers with innovative features. We believe that this applies to both our presence and commerce businesses. And in terms of the details on growth, we will be provided guidance sometime in the near future.
Great, and you touched on what I think is a really exciting part of our business, which is enterprise. Anthony, how large an opportunity should we be thinking about there? And what are some of the strategies that we're deploying today to really grow that business?
Enterprise right now represents a very small portion of our revenue, but we believe there's something really big there. So we created the enterprise group within Squarespace to actually mostly respond to inbound inquiries from larger companies that needed to interact with us in a different way than our do-it-yourself users. That takes the form of a large company needing single sign-on or a particular kind of agreement in order to work with us, or them needing to empower one of their marketing teams, for instance, to be able to create multiple sites on Squarespace, all the way up to volume customers that need to buy hundreds or in some cases thousands of sites that they're deploying on behalf of their customers. So we think there's a lot of room to grow there, and we're really at the beginning of that story.
Anthony, let's talk about the platform. How do you see the all-in-one platform evolving over time? How do you think about the architecture of the platform, just given it's a business that's been around for 18 years? And how do you plan to keep pace with innovation?
We're as much of an engineering-led company as we are a design one. And our platform, the core of it, was relaunched in 2012. And we did that to power what we thought was going to be the future of the web. And so we're always investing in the engineering side of our business, paying down technical debt, et cetera, et cetera. And that is important because as we continue to expand the definition of what all-in-one means, we need to not be bolting things on in a messy way. And so a long time ago, when Squarespace was just starting out, all-in-one meant page building software and blogging software and photo gallery software and hosting and statistics software. And now it really means a website, commerce, marketing tools, and an analytics platform that brings all of those together. So we're going to continue to invest in those areas as we see the demands of our customer base evolve.
And let's talk about go-to-market a little bit. How would you sort of characterize our overall strategy here? What are some of the key marketing channels that we really target? And how do we think about making sure those are good investments?
Sure. In addition to us having a great in-house agency that produces really fantastic creative work, Squarespace has always invested in paid marketing. Back in 2004, when I launched Squarespace, we would buy $100 of AdWords and then reinvest it into the business, and $200 and $300 and $400, all the way up until where we are now, where we've spent over $1 billion. We have our own multi-touch attribution model that gives us a read on where our ad dollars are being spent well and where maybe we need to reallocate things.
Great. So very sophisticated go-to-market approach, a lot of investment. Marcela, how do you think that impacts our overall growth strategy? What are some of the main drivers of that growth in your mind? And how do you think about prioritizing those?
Our primary growth strategy is to continue to increase unique subscription through our sophisticated go-to-market approach, through brand investments, direct response investments, as well as product. Unique subscriptions, as I mentioned earlier, is a key driver of our business, as it speaks about our ability to continue to grow our revenue base. So when thinking about levers of growth, there are three that come to mind, and in no particular order. The first that I can think of is commerce. As we continue to expand our offerings and capabilities to provide our customers with the best products and services for them to transact with their customers. The second one that comes in mind is increasing our offerings and our whole platform. As Anthony spoke about, investing in our platform and design is very important for our customers as we continue to build new use cases and functionality. The third growth lever that comes in mind is international growth. So we are present in approximately 180 countries, and our product is translated into 5 languages besides English. So we believe there is a huge opportunity ahead of us as we continue to expand in other markets as well as the US. In general terms, we typically tend to prioritize investment considering 3 approaches. The first one is long-term. Second one is customer needs and desires. And the third one is returns, because these returns would allow us to continue to reinvest in the business and growth.
Great, Marcela. You talked a little bit about international as a growth driver. Anthony, what have been some of the strategies that we've used as a company, and where do you see, have you seen success, and where do you see that going?
As we continue to expand internationally, some of the international growth we get rather organically via just marketing channels that are naturally global, more global in nature, as are things like podcasts being picked up in English-speaking countries all over the world. And so we naturally get a bit of that kind of syndication. In addition to that, we focused on internationalizing the core product into multiple languages, accepting multiple currencies, starting to focus on accepting multiple ways to pay for the product, and continuing to invest in our marketing teams that are both in country and out of country to be able to really reach local markets.
And as I think about other sort of distribution methods, I also think of our expert community. Can you talk about who is Circle, how much do they contribute to the business, and where do you see that going over time?
Yeah, so insofar as many people are comfortable coming to Squarespace and using the tool themselves to build a website, there's an entire other group of people that wants people to make the website for them. And so we have a group of professionals that are called our Circle community. There are tens of thousands of them that go and make websites for other people on the Squarespace platform. This works really well because when they build sites for customers on Squarespace, because Squarespace is completely managed, self-hosted, doesn't require software updates, all that kind of thing, that eases their load when handing that website over to customers and maintaining it. And further, because Squarespace is a DIY platform at its core, and customers can then take those websites and manage them themselves versus it being a platform that's really, really hard to use.
Great. And Marcela, can you talk about our operating expenses, how they've broken down over time, where are we increasing some of our investments?
Our strong gross margins have allowed us to continue to make investments in other areas of our business, and in particular in research and development and marketing. We believe that investing in our platform is key for our success, as Anthony mentioned earlier. Since 2018, we have grown investments in research and development by approximately a plus 40% compound annual growth rate from $76 million to $168 million annually. In the same fashion, we have also expanded our investments in marketing and sales from $149 million in 2018 to $260 million in 2020, or approximately a 30+% compound annual growth rate. Last, we have also invested in our G&A expenses, such as finance, legal, HR, etc. And our annual expenses have grown from $40 million in 2018 to approximately $55 million in 2020.
How should investors be thinking about unlevered free cash flow margin, sticking on the topic of profitability, and how does that impact sort of the leverage ratio in our business now in the future?
If you look at our presentation, you will also notice that in 2020, our unlevered free cash flow margin has grown with respect to previous years. And the main difference for that is basically timing of prepaid expenses and marketing expenses. So it's all working capital related. When you look at our leverage, our goal is to continue to deleverage in the upcoming years. And we believe that we have that opportunity because of our financial profile.
Anthony, something I'm really excited about is our inorganic growth strategy. We just announced our acquisition of Tock. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Tock is and what was the rationale behind that deal?
Tock is a reservations and to-go platform that helps people manage hospitality-based companies, mostly, of course, in the physical space. But with their to-go product, helped a lot of these businesses also transition to online during the last year with COVID. So while Tock has sort of started there, when you think about Tock more generally, it's a platform that helps people manage time-slotted businesses. So that's not just restaurants, it can be wineries, it can be events, and all of the adjacent industries around that. It's exciting for us because we have a lot of those kinds of businesses on our platform. And as we pursue the strategy of getting behind the transaction layer, Tock fits in perfectly.
And then in thinking more broadly about our strategy and how we look at M&A, what are some of the things that we look for in companies that we're looking to acquire, whether it's around the product, whether it's around the team itself? Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's varied because different companies have different strengths and different ways to slot into our company. I'd say that we're mostly looking at smaller companies. We're not really trying to buy revenue per se. We want a good, clean touch points between our business and the product that we're integrating. So low duplication of code, things like that. Sometimes we're looking for, when it's a standalone product, the design side of it to be there. Sometimes we're okay bringing that expertise from our side to the group we're going to be working with. So those are just a couple things.
Yeah, and I think if you look at some of our acquisitions, they have a lot of product depth, to your point earlier, around Tock, around Acuity, really founder-led teams that really spent a lot of time in these industries that are really able to combine forces. So that's great to see. How have you been able to maintain that engineering and design-led culture in the company over the years? How have you had to change and evolve your responsibilities? And how do you maintain that going forward?
These two things, engineering and product, are sort of in my in my DNA, if you will. I have an engineering background and programmed the original version of Squarespace, and so was always very close to the technology side of the platform, and just have a real understanding for the kinds of decisions that we would need to make and the kinds of people that I wanted to work with to maintain a real culture around engineering and product and design. With respect to myself personally, I'd say that what I do right now has almost no resemblance to what I was doing, 18 years ago, because I have not programmed in quite some time, and I don't even have to log into anything anymore. So, it's really different. But I think it's that continual change that, provides the ability to do something like this for a long time.
And I guess looking back, Anthony, it's been 18 years since you started the company in your dorm room. Could you have imagined sitting here today back then?
All according to plan. Just kidding. No, of course not. No, I mean, it's unimaginable kind of how far we've come as a business, and the scale we've achieved, the global scale we've achieved, and everything else. It's just kind of interesting to think about on the journey that we've been around the web for so long, almost 2 decades now, and how important that is in our daily lives. And it's going to be exciting to continue to see it change over the next decade.
Great. And Marcela, we're done with 2020. We're in Q2 of 2021 right now. We're going to share with everyone a little bit more details about our Q1 results later. But what can you share with us right now in terms of some of the trends that you saw in the first quarter?
So we are going to put together a presentation, so I encourage you to see the details of our Q1 2021 financials there. But in general, what I can say is that we have had a really good and strong 2021 start. Our bookings and revenues have grown on double digits, and we have continued to expand our customer base. So overall, it has been a very good quarter for us.
And as we look into the next decade, can you both actually share a little bit more about what are some of the things that keep you up at night? Where do you see some of the risks in the business? I think investors would love to hear a little bit more about that.
I think that the things that make you successful in the past don't always make you successful in the future. And so I'm always thinking about the company's internal evolution, and if we're keeping up with the market as it moves around us, our own size, and adapting our own internal ways of working to kind of maximize our opportunities.
That's great. And you, Marcela?
What keeps me up at night is the excitement about all of the opportunities that we have ahead of us. This is a great company, on my own view, and we are in a great market, and there is a lot of opportunities for us to continue to grow.
Great. Thank you, Marcela. That concludes our Q&A for Investor Day. We hope you found this informative and you were able to gain a little bit more insight into our business, including how we're different. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Chu. I am the Head of Investor Relations and Corporate Development at Squarespace. I would like to welcome you today to our first quarter 2021 update presentation. I'm joined today by Marcela Martin, Squarespace's Chief Financial Officer. With that, I'll turn it over to Marcela.
Thank you, Christopher. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. Squarespace had another strong quarter of revenue growth. Revenue was approximately $180 million in the quarter, an increase of 31% over the same quarter last year. We also saw a strong growth of 28% year over year in bookings, reaching almost $199 million. Our mission to help anyone build a standout online presence and provide the tools to find, engage, and transact with their customers has translated into a loyal customer base that continues to expand. Our unique subscriptions have reached 3.8 million as of the end of March 2021, representing 19.4% year-over-year growth. We continue to deliver on our financial plan through the growth of unique subscriptions, achieving 21 consecutive quarters of growth. Our commerce revenue has also experienced rapid growth, 78% versus 2020. reaching nearly 47 million for the quarter. This growth was driven by several factors, such as the continued industry shift toward online commerce, as well as new merchants coming to our platform. Overall, our annual run rate revenue reached an all-time high of 754 million at the end of Q1 2021, representing a nearly 36% year-over-year increase. Average revenue per unique subscription, or ARPUS, increased to $190, or approximately 4% higher year-over-year, mostly as a result of the increase in GMV that flowed through our platform. Net loss was approximately 1 million in the first quarter versus a loss of approximately 10 million a year ago. Adjusted EBITDA grew to 11.1 million in the first quarter versus 1.1 million a year ago. This is primarily a result of increased revenue offset by investments in marketing spend and research and development costs. Gross profit margin remained strong at 85% in Q1, up 210 basis points in the same period last year. The improvement was primarily due to a shift in our revenue mix from presence to commerce. Cash flow provided by operating activities was just over 50 million for the quarter. Our strong cash generation continues to be driven by growth in revenue. Unlevered free cash flow reached almost 52 million in the quarter, or 1.6 million lower than prior year. The decrease was primarily driven by higher prepaid federal and state income taxes and the timing of payments associated with advertising and insurance costs compared to the prior year. This decrease was partially offset by lower net operating losses versus prior year. As we look further into 2021, we are excited about the growth opportunities to deepen our customers' relationships, expand the multimodal commerce opportunity, and extend our market presence outside the US. In addition to our financial results for the quarter, we engaged in larger projects, including an acquisition and a primary funding round. In Q1 2021, we acquired Tock. Tock represents another important milestone for us this quarter. On March 31, 2021, we simultaneously announced and closed this deal. Tock is a leading unified reservations, takeout, delivery, and event platform for the hospitality industry, which represents a continued evolution of our product suite. With Tock, we are excited to expand our complementary suites of services to include a best-in-class solution for managing reservations, accelerating sales, providing marketing integrations, and connecting directly with customers. We believe there is a tremendous opportunity within the restaurant and hospitality industries, which makes up approximately 4% of the US GDP, according to the National Restaurant Association. And Tock has reimagined how reservation-based businesses connect with their customers. We believe that together we will continue building on their success, bringing Tock's capabilities to our all-in-one product suite in service of our customers in the hospitality industry and beyond. This quarter, we also welcomed new investors, including Dragoneer, Tiger Global, D1 Capital Partners, Fidelity Management and Research Company, funds and accounts advised by T. Rowe Price Associates, Inc., and Spruce House, with participation from existing investors Accel and General Atlantic. In addition to our larger projects, we also achieved several operating milestones throughout the quarter, which highlight our focus on brand and design, in addition to enabling our customers to transact online. In February 2021, we launched our 7th Super Bowl commercial with Dolly Parton. We re-recorded her iconic workplace anthem, 9 to 5, with new lyrics as 5 to 9, issuing a rallying call to those dreaming of turning their after-hours passion projects into their own businesses. This partnership represents another example of a pop culture artist and musician entrusting their brand with Squarespace, which we believe further demonstrates the strength and power of our brand and focus on great design. Squarespace became one of the first platforms to leverage the new Stripe and Afterpay partnership. Afterpay is a leader in buy now, pay later payments, which will now enable Squarespace merchants to experience the benefits of offering customers a flexible payment option. This continues our expansion of product capabilities to support the new ways in which brands expect to be able to transact with their customers. In this quarter, we released Unfold Bio Sites for iOS. This follows a similar release on Android in late 2020. And lets Unfold's social creators beautifully share their links that define their online presence in a digital hub created in minutes. We will move now to discuss financials and financial metrics in a little more detail. Let's start with one of our key drivers, unique subscriptions. Our customer base continues to expand, reaching 3.8 million at the end of Q1 2021. We have experienced growth in our unique subscriptions for the last 21 consecutive quarters. Bookings is another leading indicator for us. Bookings have grown 28% year over year, reaching just about 199 million at the end of Q1 2021. Revenues have increased 31% year over year to nearly 180 million. Revenue has grown double digits for both Presence and Commerce. Presence has grown 20% to approximately 133 million, and Commerce has grown 78%, reaching approximately 47 million for the quarter. From a geographic perspective, US revenue represents 71% and international represents 29% of the total revenue base. Now moving on to our statement of operations. We talked already about revenues and gross margins. Let's focus now on operating expenses. We continue to invest in product development, expanding our team of world-class engineering and product design talent. Development expenses in Q1 of 42 million accounted for just over 23% of revenue, up from 36 million in the comparable period last year. In line with our previously announced marketing strategy of accelerating spend during the periods of high demand, marketing and sales expenses increased to nearly 98 million in Q1, or 55% of the total revenue, which was in line with marketing and sales expenses being equal to approximately 55% of revenue in Q1 2020. We continue to see a strong ROI from these investments. G&A expenses in Q1 were 20 million, nearly 11% of revenue, due to an increase in headcount and professional services to support our company readiness efforts. Our results this quarter demonstrate the continued strength of our platform and brand. Our combination of scale, growth, and profitability enables us to continue to invest in our products and go-to-market strategies. We believe the results of those investments across our product launches and marketing efforts further illustrate our ability to execute against our strategic objectives. Thank you all for listening to our first quarter 2021 update presentation. Now I will pass it on to Christopher.
Thank you very much, Marcela, and thank you everyone for listening to our presentation today. This concludes our Investor Day.